All right, good morning, everybody. A little late going this morning. Having a heck of a time getting motivated. But that's just the way it is, I guess, on Sundays. It's a lazy day. I had intended to actually play games today, but I could never figure out. I was trying to look last night, like I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to play. I was kind of in a mood for something, but I don't know what it is I'm in the mood for. So I was just trying to browse around. I couldn't find anything, so I said, you know what? Screw it then. I guess I'll do more programming, and I'm going to try to do some automated testing. So that's what we're gonna do this day. Maybe later this morning I'll switch over, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. I got all that set up. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna try to add some automated testing to my API that I've been building, to the front end of the API. The API itself doesn't really need any automated testing, simply because it's not doing anything too complicated. It's just a CRUD system, so I don't feel like that's necessary to be tested. Oh, what? I'm getting some weird streaming errors while on the YouTube side this morning. It says my bitrate is not correct, but it is. No, it is right. It's just maybe. Oh, I don't know. It's telling me that the bitrate's really low on YouTube, but on Twitch it's this what it needs to be. So I don't know. Anywho, let's see. So this is what I've been working on. This is the new repository that actually has a little bit of logic tied to it, that I need to test. Let's see. Why is that all the way over there? I don't think I need to have my database running for this, because I'm not going to be doing any database stuff right now. So we are going to, I think we're going to add a new project here. Let's minimize some of this stuff to make it easier to see what's happening. So we're going to add a test project. Let's see. I want XUnit. That's the one I'm more familiar with. So we'll say XUnit test project. We'll say games.test. Yep, long-term support. All right, so we will add a reference to the manager app, because that's the one that I'm building. I'm gonna need to do some kind of mocking too. Excuse me. I don't know. What mocking frameworks are there to use? It's been so long since I've used one. Let's say Valley Race in 2023. Okay, so a lot of people still use just mock. But Fake It Easy is kind of a new one. I've never used that one. Mm. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with mock. Okay. So let's do mock getting started in C#, because that's been a long time. Equals to a new mock daytime provider. Daytime provider got set up in week returns day of the week set. Okay, so that's pretty simple syntax. All right, I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna try it. We're gonna create a. Oh, we're gonna manage new packages. So I've got to install mock. Mock install. Oh, that one hurt a lot. Must be done. I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, yep, installed. There it is. All right, so let's create a new class, and I'm gonna call it tests. Using mock. And I have to make it public. Yep, that's right. Otherwise, it doesn't know. Fact. What are my facts? Ow. Let's see. I also need to have access to the objects. Yeah, the objects class or project. And interfaces. Let's see. All right, we're gonna start simple. We're gonna do the get all. So we're gonna say public void get games returns list populated list. So to do that, I'm gonna have to set up is equal to a new game manager. Nope, not test, just a regular. Oh, because I don't have it in here. Using games.objects. So, oh, namespace. Never mind. It's got its own interface. Ah, got it. Okay, so I need to provide the games repository and the tag repository. So we're going to set up the repositories. Let's say var game repo is equal to a new mock I game repository. Ah, no, this. And var tag repo is equal to new mock I tag repository. Okay, so those are set. Now I got to configure them. So I'm gonna say game repo dot setup, and I'm going to have to set up g dot get games, and I'll come here and I'll say dot return. Wait, oh, I didn't put a function in it. Put my brackets around it, or parens around it. Dot returns. New list of game VM. Start with that. And we'll do the same thing here. Start with repo.setup. Oh, not game repo, tag repo. Well, yeah, we'll start with it. It's not right. I know that already. Returns a new list of tag. And then I can pass in which one goes first. Game repository, so game repo, tag repo. Oh, dot object. There we go. And dot object. There we go. So that sets it up correctly, the system under test. All right, so now when I return a list, let's see, I'm probably gonna need to do, I want something a little bit more substantial here than just returning an empty list. Oh, oh yeah, never been a fan of mocking frameworks. It's hit or miss. It's difficult for me to understand. Oh, thanks for the follow, Dota. It is somewhat difficult, but I really enjoy the fact that it works pretty well, I guess, but it is hard to understand. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I gotta take care of this. Ban. Awesome, awesome. So, anywho, yeah, right. I'm not a huge fan of mocking frameworks either. Most of the time, when I've done testing, I don't need it. But in this case, what I'm testing is dependent on something being mocked up. So I just went through the effort of trying to figure out what mocking frameworks I could use and what's available, because it's been a long time since I've used them. To make team mocking the repository is the way. Whenever from the entity framework, Microsoft. A fake makes more sense than a repository. Yeah, it's an interesting thought. True, right. And in this case, what I'm doing, there isn't really much for an integration test. Right, and that's what I'm doing. I'm mocking the repository layer. So I guess that is following, what it's what they want. I guess, I don't know. I just know that I do have a little logic that I want to implement, and I want to try to test it. And I'm trying to do test first, so we'll see how it goes. But I always hate all the setup that comes with it. It's like, okay, well, I've got a repository. I'm going to mock a function, but now it's like, well, now I need to set up this list and this list because I want to test to make sure that they're being created correctly and also being deleted correctly. And there's a lot of just back-end setup that needs to be done. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe we... And then fake all the methods in one spot. It's not a terrible idea. I don't know if I've ever actually done it this way. Let's see. Let's do some looking. Let's see that. Let's see. Mocking. Let's go mock. I'm going to do mock versus fake. Well, I'll bring it over. Good old Stack Overflow. So do you create them by hand, or is there a library that does it? You should be able to, yeah. Woo! Oh, I gotta find it though. There we go. Why does it open? I don't know what's happening anymore with my browsers. Let's take a peek. So yeah, so you just write this specifically for your test, right? For this particular. That makes sense. I guess it's actually not a bad idea in this particular case, because it is just the repository. I like it. I like the idea, and better than a mock framework. Let's try it. That's a good plan. Oh crap. I'm gonna keep it open here on the side so I can try to see it still. Oh. So instead of doing all that crap, let's go. I'll create it here. Let's create. We'll say mock still. Well, Complicated's great. No, actually, sometimes it sucks, but you know, dang it. I keep trying to copy the link so I can put it over here, and instead I'm just clicking it. Okay, so this one is fake DB file handler. Okay, so it's just putting all the data essentially into a dictionary. Right, to DB is it? Oh, okay, right. Yeah. Like, that's right. Because what does this one do? This one, oh yeah, I guess it's still storing it there, and it's something a little bit different. Okay, yeah, I like this. I like this idea. We'll give it a go. I would love to try to say that word this morning, but I don't think my tongue is gonna let me get it out. Idempotent. I gotta look up it because it's not a word I use very often. Idempotent. That's right. There we go. Yeah, idempotent. There we go. I know the word. I just, I am just super tongue-tied today. It's driving me nuts. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just does its thing. Let's see. I'm doing this one for... And I need to do that. Do I? Brain fart. Think about this, brain. Think about it. I don't need to do anything crazy there. It's gonna be a VM. Games. Oh, you're right. Lowercase. Good catch. See? That's what happens when I program first thing in the morning. Kicks my butt. No. Absolutely not. I have a hard enough time typing and doing it on stream. Like if somebody's actually watching me in real life, it's like I'm a 3-year-old trying to type on the keyboard. It's somewhat hilarious. Yeah. Luckily we don't. I've done it a couple of times, and sometimes it's good if you're trying to help someone new, trying to get something knocked out that they're struggling with. But I never found it to be very useful when I was the second person, because I learned by doing, and I learned by screwing it up. So, you know, it kind of helps. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's impressive. Yeah, that's not something I can do. That's just not my thing. Yep. Let's see. Do I even really care about most of this? What are some of the other fields in here? I don't remember. No, I do need to have the ID though. I want it empty to begin with. Yeah, you're right. I would, wouldn't I? Because I'm going to test the creates too. I was thinking up because I was starting by just pulling them all, but you're right. I do need to start with it empty. Let's see. I ate breakfast on my desk and it's finding crumbs everywhere. Let's see. Remove. I'm passing the ID. Bugger. Now this is where I'm going to show the stuff that I don't do very often, like manipulating lists. Well, I'll do the easy ones first. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just thinking, because I'm gonna have the ID every time. That doing a list is probably the wrong idea. Should be just like that other one. Hint. Yeah. What am I? Yeah. Because then I can say remove ID. Yep. Whoa. Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. For a second, I thought I was living in the VB world again. Actually, I can just return. Can I just do that? No, because it's not enumerable. Return this list. Good enough for the purpose of this. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah. I thought I could get away with it, but it didn't work. So now, my insert, let me think about this. This is depending on the database to provide me an ID. This ID, because it's not going to be there when it's created. So, I don't know if it's really important or not. It's probably not. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, is that introducing a potential problem in the sense that that's there? And because, yeah, I was having that thought, like, well, I could loop through it. And it's like, well, I was thinking, like, what if, is that introducing new logic that I need to be concerned about? But I don't think so. I think I'm going to just have it be, because the database is taking care of it on its own. Let's call it next ID. There. I'm getting into that problem as it's am I introducing more logic that's potentially going to lead me astray? But since the database ID is coming from the database, it's probably not something I have to be really worried about. All right, clean it up. So now we come back here. Right, and that's where kind of where I like stumbled there for a second. I'm like, well, is there logic here that I need to be concerned about? But yeah, it was just kind of one of those like knee-jerk moments, like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. But it doesn't make any difference in the end because, like I said, the database takes care of it. So yeah, I need to do another one of these for the tags. Suing. Yeah, right. I will. Did I need that one? Let's see. This one has the same logic. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Thinking copy and paste, and here we go. And then let's see. Those are all the same for the most part. So yep. Yeah, I did that. I had that same thought after I copied it. I'm like, well, you know, I could have just done this. Just kind of off in my own little world again, doing things and stuff. Oops, I need to say. Sometimes the highlighting looks the same as when you, well, I guess it's both highlighting, just different kinds of highlighting. Get tag. I'm gonna tap you there. I think I can do this now. I did that earlier where I did a refactor after copying a whole bunch of, I think they were front end web pages, and I hadn't changed, was it the class name or the namespace? And anyway, I completely just wiped out half of my project, so they were all the exact same thing again, and it probably took me an hour just to clean it all up. And so I always get a little anxious. All right, so now let's clear rid of that. Yeah, right, and that's exactly what that was. Luckily, the project was still very small. I've done it on a large project before, and I think it took me days to get it all fixed. I mean, it was mostly one of those, like, I could have just reverted back in source, but I was like, no, we've done some stuff. It's fine. Yeah, right. I just committed. Right, exactly. Same thing. Yeah, I wish. New. Oh. What is games that? Oh, it's not. Oh, I called it mock games. Well, no wonder. I'm stupid. Oh, man. I'm dumb sometimes. There. Hey, look, it's right when you have the name same. God damn it, how do I fix this name? I hate inconsistency more than anything. Yes. There we go. Hey, look at that. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's do another one here. What's it called? Game. Yeah, I did. I haven't put it in there yet. Insert new game. Because I was mostly thinking through my head like how this was all gonna work. But in this case, I will need to. Oh, okay. So I am going to get it. So I'm gonna say get games, and I'm gonna assert. Oh, let's see. Okay, I think I can just assert not null, but I also well, no, because it could come back with yeah, it would be a 0 case, so it would be, yeah, empty list. Because yeah, it would definitely be an empty list. So is that an oh, shit. It's an empty list, yeah. Yeah, it should be empty list. Because I'm not populating it. Let's see. I'll just pull up this test week. I want the test window. That's all I want. I don't want much. It should fail. Yes. But I mostly just wanted to see if it was gonna pull it up and display it. Because I've had problems lately with Visual Studio when I was playing around with tests and the test manager was just jacked up. But I also need to delete unit test 1. Because I don't need that one. That one's irrelevant. Alright, so now if I run it, it will be absolutely a failed test. Actually, it should have 2 fails because I have 2 tests. Yep. Oh, look at that. Oh, actually, insert game was correct. Because it didn't do anything. So that one threw an exception, which is correct. So, where is it? Right here. No, that's the wrong one. Let's get games. What to do here is non-obvious. Everything I do is non-obvious. So return a new, just return an empty list. Oh, right. You're right. That's right. Yeah, see, I always just try to jump to fixing it. So then I do that, and now it runs. I'm gonna put, can I dock this? I can. There, it's like, oh, hey, look, it works. Yeah, I know, it's hard for me. This is where I struggle, because I just like, I can just write it. It's not hard code. Yeah, yep. All right. Oh my god, there's an acronym? Of course there is. Zombies, I like it. So that if I do that, so then my setup is create the repositories, insert one, see if the list has one in it, right? That would be the next. So M is many. Okay. So insert new game, returns. Oh. So I need to make this slip mix. So insert. So it's not a single item. It's one item in the list. List of one. I don't know. I'm terrible at names. I always overthink it. Let's see. All right. What's this crap? Let's change that. And now I can go like this. Actually, hang on. Do I want to do that? Because I don't want it to be bled across. I still want to set them up every time. Yes, at least 4. Yeah, right. Yep. So I'm just gonna write a setup function that will do that, and then do this. I just don't want to duplicate it. Is really all it comes down to. And then I actually don't need that one anymore, or that. And then I can call setup. And then like that. There. Now I can call setup. And then I will do this one every time. Let me think. What's in my? I gotta look at my class again. No, that's not the right one. Ooh, making lunches. I need to do that too. What are you making? Anything good? Okay, so it has a list of tags. That's what it's got. Ooh, that sounds kind of good. I think we're going to be doing some of that today, and I don't remember what it is. My wife and I talked about like 3 or 4 different things we were going to make. I wanted to grill up a bunch of chicken and make burritos, but that's probably not going to happen before the week starts. Oh, the object mother pattern. This feels like something that should go out that's on the roadmaps thing. Nice. Yeah, we've been doing pretty good this last like 6-7 months about like planning out meals and actually having it well laid out. So most of the time I have leftovers for lunch, which is kind of neat. But then summer ball happened and that kind of all went out the window. So been having lots of soup for lunch. Factory pattern by delivering prefabricated test-ready objects made in a simple method call. Oh, yeah. Stir fry. Discovered you can buy the sauce for it and then cut up stir fry ingredients. Yep, absolutely. Okay, I see. So I have... So when you might have created an empty instance below, such as this, it just says simple order. Okay, I like that idea. I think I'll plan on implementing that as well. I got to think about how this. I'm going to take it as a 2-step approach. I'm going to write it, get it working, do a couple of them, right, and then I'll implement the mother class, and then create the factory to do it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. I like it. So let's do that. Let's tackle it this way. Put it there. Add a class. Let's see. I'm gonna call it mother, just so I know that's what it is. Enter. Oh man, gross. All right, so let's. Actually, this here in. Ah. Oh no. There we go. I don't know what I just did, but it all went blank on me for a second. There we go. Now we're back. I think must be the power for my monitors. I got an old power strip, and sometimes it just blinks. So my screens just kind of go blank for a second. That's gonna be on my shopping list today. We're going shopping. I have a KVM. Well, I just have a USB switch. That's it. My monitors hook up to. All my monitors have multiple inputs, and that's what I use for my KVM. What? Oh, there we go. Oh, well, I don't know why it made me have to approve that one. Oh, probably because it's 3-way. So you need to get a 3-way one. Yeah. I used to have, and I used it for a long time. It was a dual monitor, four device switch. Switching to become a JavaScript developer. Oh, I'm sorry. I always joke we've got a coworker he's actually a supervisor now, but he was a JavaScript dev in our organization. I was just like, JavaScript developers aren't really programmers. And he always takes it bad because he's just like, yes, they are. I still write code. I'm like, yeah, but do you though? It's like, do you write code or do you just install 100 libraries to make it do what you want? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I get it. JavaScript development isn't terrible. It just feels like that ecosystem right now is just such. I don't want to say it's garbage, but there is a lot of garbage in the JavaScript ecosystem. It's like, I was looking the other day, I wanted to build a very simple front end page for right. Like the argument to write JavaScript is always related to hiring. Yeah. It's and I was trying to write something with JavaScript and I needed it to be simple, just a simple front page. And I can't even remember where the data was coming from. It wasn't coming from any place complicated. It might have even been like a pre-formatted JSON or XML file that someone was just dumping to us. And I just wanted to put a front end on it. Just a nice, pretty page that just loads the data, allows you to do some stuff with it. And I started kind of going down this path and it's like, I just want it to read it in. I don't want to install 200 megabytes of library files just to make one simple little table read thing to work. Like, this is dumb. I don't know. It just was a lot of work. And I'm sure that I could have done it another way. And I almost got to the point where, like, I'll just write a static HTML page and write my own custom JavaScript to just read it in or something. I don't know. I ended up passing it off to somebody else because I was just like, I don't want to deal with this. I actually gave it to our JavaScript developer. I said, hey, why don't you make a front end for this? But yeah. JavaScript is a scary environment to get into, especially if you come from more structured environments like most programming languages, right? I'm talking structure like C# and, Rust or Go or any of those languages that are very, very type specific, and the wishy-washiness of JavaScript just kills me. I have a printout somewhere from a slide that I went to at a conference from a guy who's a JavaScript dev, and he's like, his first slide was JavaScript sucks, and he's like, but I'm a JavaScript developer, and it was, what was it? It's the difference between double equal and triple equals in JavaScript. I wish I could find it because it's all like the edge cases of all the equals and how the typing works, and it's hilarious because it's like. God, I can't remember what it is now, but it's like, this is true. Oops. Zero. This is true. Right, exactly. But it's like, but also this is true. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I always enjoy the lurks. So yeah, moral of the story is be careful with JavaScript. Go make your burritos, or your not burritos. I'm making burritos. Your bean salads. So we got, all right. So back to my mother. So we're gonna create. All right, so now let's look at what my options are. Okay, so I say simple order. So I just need to give them simple, relatively descriptive names. I'm gonna call it single game list. And I'm gonna return a new list of game VM. Ah, why is this all going so pear-shaped? I don't even know if I type ID. No, equal to 1. Those are the only ones I care about right now. I'm gonna say a new list of tag. I need to say a new tag. ID is equal to 1. Name is equal to test tag. Alright, so I got single game list. Now I go back to my Echoes repository. So now I'm going to say list of game VM. Games is equal to call it a factory, 'cause that's what it is. And it's gonna make it to game factory dot single game list. And now, so I've got SUT dot insert game sub-0. I'm gonna say var list is equal to SUT dot get games. So what is this? Let's call it dot to list. That way I can do this. But make sure the list isn't empty, and then I need to I don't know what my other one is. Oops. I'm gonna call it test name. All right, no failures. That's what I like to see. So run it. All right, so now I've got a failure. So that is the insert. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay, so now I've got a game. I got a game VM, so I'm gonna have tags. Oh, I'm gonna say tag repository dot insert Game.tags. Shoot. To list. Nope, that's not right. Why is this a problem? Oh, okay. Yep, nope, that's right. For each. And all right, build and run. Which one is not in failure? So I'm inserting a game. Oh, what am I? All right, brain. Oh no, I know why. Because this is not working. Because it's a new list. I'm gonna change things up here just a bit. I'm gonna say not a gact, a fact. Public void insert game returns. Set up. Do this. Build that, and then we'll run that test. Okay, that one works as expected. And now I will have to fix this one, which is going to be list game VM games. So we do a list of games. I'm trying to think of how this logic's gonna work. Because I have a list of games and a list of tags, and I'm bringing them all in together. So I'm gonna pull in all the games. I'm gonna grab each game, grab the tags. So I'll say for each. Item dot tags is equal to This is where I found out that I don't have my mapping set up. I've screwed up my, oh, that's right, because I've screwed up my data, because I don't have any mapping from tags to games yet. That's right. Because that's just going to return the tags, but there's no association with them. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this for right now. So I gotta fix that. So I can still run this. I'll still have a failure. Because it fails on tags, I believe. It still fails to start not empty. Oh, that's because I didn't. Games is equal to there we go. Now that works, and then I take this off and it'll break, which is expected. Actually, it didn't break. So why didn't it break? All right, breakpoint. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. Debug. Anytime now. I can wait. Still waiting. Waiting for build to complete. Why is it taking so long to build? Can I cancel this? I don't even know if I can cancel it. Control C doesn't work. Oh, build succeeded. Stop. Stop! Please stop. Brilliant. Ah, I put my breakpoint back. Okay, come on. Please stop. Alright, well, close please. Yeah, save, sure. Oh god, now it's not gonna exit because it can't save. Why can't it save? There's nothing to save. Don't exit. Oh, hey, it went away again. Cool. Come on, Visual Studio, stop being dumb. Why is you doing this? Can I just do a build on my own? Nope. Can I do that? Oh, okay, yeah, so it passed 3. So it passed, but it's Visual Studio still hung. There we go. We'll just reload it. I want to debug just that one test. That's all I want to do. There it's going. All right, so here's my list. Busy. Still loading. There we go. Why does this tag have a tag? Oh, test tag. Because that's what I created for it. Oh, okay, yeah, because the tag repository is working. Okay. Never mind. Right, well, wait. So it has a tag that I've created. And I've inserted it. What? I'm confused. I've done something and I don't know what it is. Game repository. So insert returns the game. Get games gets it. Select X things of value. Oh, yeah. So this is behaving like it's a real, like it's an actual object. I need to change this because it can't be that. It's got to be this. No. Okay. Well, let's back that up then. I did change that to use game VM. Why did I do that? No, this is wrong. This needs to be changed. Back. And that will break this, because this should go back to game. Right? Mm-hmm. No, that's actually correct. That returns correctly. Right. All right. Yep. All right. Got to back everything up here. Because I'm dumb. Mostly because I'm dumb. Alright, wait a second. Now my brain, I've just got myself wrapped in some circular logic that's kicking my butt. I tried to have the game manager implement the game repository directly. That's not the case because it's actually a wrapper for 2 repositories because I have them as separate entities. So my game manager should not be, let's back up this. This should be returning that. It's not a game repository. It is most definitely not a game repository. It implements its own game repository. Just get rid of that. Let's build and see what else, if I've broken anything. Okay, nothing's broken. Let's go back to the test explorer. Let's just run through those tests again. All right, we got a failure. That's the failure I was expecting. Let's create a public game VM. Single game. Turn a new game VM. All right, let's do. So inside the game manager, I have the repositories. All right, that makes more sense. So I have an insert, it's returning that game. It's not empty. And so following that one, So we'll set up. Actually, I don't want that one. I just want this one. Game VM. Insert is going to be equal to game factory dot single game sut dot insert var game is equal to sut dot get game insert dot var result result.id assert assert equal and it's not result, it's got to be game. Do a build. Alright, run all the tests. Alright. That failed, as expected, because it's not doing anything. Okay, so to get a VM, game VM, I'm going to say, game VM, ret val is equal to a new game VM. Probably can't do this, can I? Game by ID, right? It's not gonna like that. Nope, because it's a child something other. So I don't want to have to rewrite that every single time, so we're going to go to here, we'll say public game VM structure. Is there a way to have my constructor set all the parent properties in the child's constructor without having to do it all manually? Because inheritance isn't something I mess with very often. I have a scenario I want to do that. So I had to just do it in the constructor. Not a problem. I just thought maybe there was hopefully a built-in way in the new versions of C# to do it, but apparently not. ID is equal to parent. Price. Let's see, I've got genre ID finished. Date added. Date acquired. Favorite. Got finished. Got genre ID. Got ID. Type ID. Game repository, get game. Pass the game in there. Val.tags is equal to tags repository. Oh, again, this is broken because I have no tags. All right, tag repository. This manages the tags in the database, the parent or the overarching tags. I'm going to have a mapping of tags to game objects, which I don't have anywhere else at the moment. Because I have a tag now. That's a separate DB set, so a separate table with a many-to-many relationship. So I'm going to have, at the minimum, I'm going to have a new object. Tag to game. It's going to be public. Int. Public int tag ID. I'm going to have a DB set. Game to tag to game. Tags to games. Now I feel like I have to do something special to make it a many-to-many relationship. Many-to-many. .NET Core many-to-many. I've looked this up before. Many-to-many. That's what I want. Many-to-many relationships. So post and tags. This is exactly what I want here. Post ID, tags ID, post, tag. Two collection navigations. Oh, okay. So maybe I'm implementing this incorrectly. So a tag has a list of posts. Basic case for many-to-many, the entity types on each end of the relationship both have collective navigations. So I have a game has a list of tags, and a tag has a list of games. Okay. And it's a get only on both. All right, that's how I'm gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of this. There we be. Shoot. Get only. And now tag has a public list of game. This relationship is mapped by convention, even though it is not needed. An equivalent explicit configuration for this relationship is shown below as a learning tool. Okay, so I don't need to add the relationship there. Okay, so all right. So that change is going to change my data model. So I actually need to create a migration. And I suspect that most of this testing that I've done is going to be pretty much irrelevant. So we'll say .NET EF migrations add tags to games relationship. Oh, I didn't save this. There we go. Try now. There it is. Now do the migration. Let's look at that migrations. So there it is. So that's creating the relationship table. Okay. And then I'm relating them. Drop table. Okay, that looks like it did exactly what I needed it to do. Nice. So now I don't need the game VM or honestly even the game manager anymore, because the whole point of the game manager was to manage that VM. So we'll delete it. And we'll this too. I don't need to have this at all either. Because my repository, I'll still test the repository. Oh, can I do that? Because I'm building my own fake. It's gonna have to be an integration test. It can't be a unit test because I'm really just I'll be testing how the data context works. So, okay, fun. Here's what we're gonna try something. Let's start up that SQL Server box again. Yep, delete it. Remove it. Just like this. See if I can get it all to build again. Game repository. Oh, lovely devil, thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate that. That's the wrong one. Game repository. Alright, now I gotta fix my dependency killover I've done. So this is mock game repository. Whoa, whoa, no. So game.interfaces. Not entirely sure. Well, I'm just gonna comment this all out because I don't need any of this stuff anymore right now. Mock game repository. Add project references. Oh, it removed it, that's why. That should fix that. Alright, rebuild, so I got 160 errors. Oh, now I've only got a few. Well, now these are all just games. Can't do that, so let's comment that out for the moment. Alright, okay. Oh, don't need that one. It's gonna work this time. Alright, she works. She lives! Let's see. .NET run. Let's start the API up. Let's do the migration. Alright, should be running. Postman's not responding. Close it. She's still dead. Close the program. Where are you? There we go. Okay, get my token. Which I'm convinced is the same since it's always the same since it's my test token. Let's let's go. API games. So I got 0 results, which is legit because there's none in there. Body. So let's drum up a test body. What are my properties of a game? Because I don't remember. Okay, so we'll start with name, test game. I'm not gonna put the data added. I'll put price 1 to 3. It was a cheap game. Finished. False. No, I'll do that. Send. And it comes back with tags. Okay. So let's do tags. Oh, well, I just posted a tag. Oops. Well, how do I associate? If these are both read-only objects, how do I write to them? Canvas used to have such a class so it can be referenced easily, especially when navigating or a payload are added to a class. So this one they have it, they create the post tag class. So tags. I have a list of posts. All right, let's pull up SQL Server. Let's go look at that database. I think I may have hosed something up. I think I'm being invaded. I don't know what that password is. I'm gonna look at it. SA password bank. Oh, I must have typed it wrong. So I have game tag, which has no data in it. Okay. Maybe I do need that game manager after all. Because none of this changed, right? That's still just a name and an ID. I have it explicit. Okay, so I'm going to create public bb set game tag, and it's called game tag. We're going to call it game2 tag because that's what I had it before. And it's games ID and tags ID. Oops, tab. Oh, that's not the database. Since it's already there, I don't think I need to do anything to it. But I can't interact with it because I don't have a controller for it. So let's add a controller. MVC. API controllers with actions using Entity Framework. Oh yeah, I can't scaffold it that way, can I? So... that... No, that's not right. Thought I did it on the class. Let's just try to scaffold again. Actually read the message. See what it tells me. Oh boy. You intend to have a keyless entity type call has no key on model creating. Custom share type entity type as join entity. These statements are weird. Many to many and join tables with separate primary keys. Create a model. So I wonder, I probably need to do it in here then. Inside my data context, protected override void. Right, on model creating, oops. Now the using entity method can be used to configure this type. So let's start working on this. So model builder entity. Game has many e.tags with many e.games using entity post or not post tag, game tag. I don't know if I need to have like a specific excuse me, entry for this. I think it's gonna, oh, it might actually be working. Nah, I think it's gonna puke right there. Oh no, it did. So now it's there. Now let me run it. Oh, I didn't want to build. I wanted to run. Come on, anytime now. I've got a ring on my desk. That's a bummer. it's actually from my coaster too. That's even more of a bummer. Oh, it puked. Why did it puke? Oh, I don't have the database running. Oops, I forgot I turned off the database. Oh, I could use some coffee this morning. Hey, it's running. All right. So, get tags returns none. Okay, so we're gonna say game, post the test game, say games, ID is 1. So I've got it, it has no tags. So I'm gonna say tags, change this to get. Let's get all of those tags. There are none. Test tag. Now we'll post that. Don't have a list of games, but now I have a new endpoint, which is tags. Is it games to tags? Game to tags. What do we get? Game to tags. None. So now we'll say post. We'll say games ID equal to 1. Tags ID is 1. So now do a get. It returns those. Let's go games. It doesn't return that or tags. And that's because it's not being told to pull it in. Okay. So I may have just cut all that code out only to put it back in later. That's fine. So let's see. I need games controller. Okay. Child collection. Just say dot include. That's right. I'm gonna say games dot include t tags. Let me go to tags. Actually, I'm not done here. I need to copy this. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, it doesn't like it anywhere. Do I have to put it here instead? Nope, doesn't like that either. Dot include. Oh, it doesn't work there either. So I'm gonna say dot include dot where tag to the collection of tags associated. Something different tag. I change that to where, make it so it's not awaitable, just make it an action result. So this one is different. Oh, no. Looks like I don't include that for this one. Right, now let's run it again. Run it again. Posting man. Oh, I didn't do it for tags. I did it for games though. Nope, I didn't. Because I say include the tags. Well, this is easy. I'll just get rid of it from here. Because I don't care if the tag shows the game. What? Why is it? Where's my error? No, not clipboard. B. So with many games. So that's there. So, alright, what am I doing wrong? I hate Entity Framework sometimes. So I'm trying to do a many-to-many relationship, and the API is telling me that I'm getting a cycle detected, which is correct because I have tags with games and games with tags. This can either be due to a cycle if it has an object depth of larger than the maximum allowed depth of 32. Consider using a reference handler to preserve an adjacent serializer. This is a JSON exception. This isn't even system.text.json exception. too many. I am not sitting. I'm not sitting right in my seat. Graph, include products to list, data. .402 forbidden. Microsoft.com uses Nginx, which is somewhat funny. So I've got a blog, excuse me, with a list of posts, and it posts with ID. Gross. This is exactly what I was doing, and I decided I didn't need to do it, and now I'm gonna revert back again. Damn. Oh. I'm trying to think. That won't be. Nah, it won't be too hard. It won't be too bad. So, tags are getting rid of those. Oops. Games will be getting rid of these. All of this is going away. Oh man, I just realized I didn't make any coffee. Or maybe I did realize it earlier and I forgot about it because I didn't have coffee. But I don't have coffee. That's unusual. Alright, so now I've got this. Let's see if it builds. I still have a failure. Oh, that's right, I gotta fix my... Just remove it. Yeah, remove. I'm gonna change this back to a task. I know I spelled that wrong. It's capital T, async. That's a wait. Do a build. I have hurt the top of my foot, and it is very painful today. Could not copy because the API is still running. So do that again. No failures. Hooray! So now I need view models again. So I'll need a view model for games. I think I'm gonna do one for games and tags. So I'm gonna just basically go back an hour and start over again where I was. Isn't programming fun? I love it. I love the constant, like, oh, this is going to be so much better. And then you get to the end and be like, oh, no, it's not going to be any better. I have to do that all over again. This would be a good opportunity for me to have used source control because then I could just revert it back. But my code's not in source control, so I may have made a mistake or two. Oh, okay. Gross, 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 gross. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do? It's more of the question. I know what I'm gonna do. The question is, how am I gonna do it? Well, I deleted the project that my tests were using. I didn't get rid of the tests at least. So I've got the tests. So I'm gonna create the view objects for a game. That includes the tags. One for tags that includes the games. I've got the mapping class, so I can figure that all out. That one's going to be a custom repository because I'm going to have some just business logic tied into it. So, where do I start? Where should I start? I think I'm going to create the game to tag repository, the interface for that. And I'm going to start testing it. I'll start with the test and I'll start just doing it. Oh, I'll create my VMs too. I'll create my VModels again. All right, interfaces. What's my interface going to look like? Let me think about it before I create it. Let me create the objects. Let's create my game VM class again. And then I have the games manager project. I'm just going to add that project back. Add existing project. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fold, my friend. Oh, okay. I gotta fix something in my shoe because this is driving me nuts. Ow. I wonder if it's bruised. Let's see if my foot is bruised. Nope, but it definitely feels like it is. Ouch. Opa. So I have a game VM, which is really just inherits from a game. And has a public game VM, public game VM that takes in a game. Do all that, and then I've got a public list of tags. Type ID, this dot price. Oh, oops. No. Okay, I have name, I've got genre, I've got date added, I've got finished. Date acquired. Date added, date acquired. finished? I already have finished. Oh, yeah, ID. Gotta have that. I think that's it. Okay. This. No errors, no build errors. Okay. Oh, I'll have a tag manager as well. Tag VM. This is going to inherit from tag. List of games. Name is going to be parent.name, ID is going to be ID. So I got it cleaned up. Now we're going to, so I've got the classes. The manager is not going to implement the repository. The manager is just going to be its own thing. So the game manager. Does the game manager need to have an interface? I think it does, because I want to use that in my API too, potentially. I actually absolutely do, because I want it to do that. Right? So, okay, let me think about this. So I have a game and I have a tag. Those are all tied into my API that I'm sending data to. Now, when I interface with it, I have a repository for games and a repository for tags. What I need to do is I need to be able to use my view model, which is essentially a game with tags in it, and I need to interact with them at a business logic level. So if I have my manager that does that, and it does the database read writes, it's going to manage the logic for making sure tags are created, making sure they're deleted if they're no longer referenced, make sure there's no orphaned records, and do all of that tie together logic. So I wouldn't interact with the API to get view model objects. The repository or the manager is doing that, so I don't think I do. All right, so we're gonna create, add a class. We're gonna call it game manager. Tags. No, don't unpin it. Tag VM, public game VM probably is not. No, not yet. Okay, so we're going to have turn not so I throw not implemented exception. Oh, oops. So I'm gonna get them. I'm going to get game. It's going to be int game ID. Row new not implemented exception. Void. Actually, we call it game VM. Insert. Update. Game VM. Delete. Oh, whoops. Wow, cool. I copy and pasted one that's broken. Brilliant. So, get, insert, update, delete. Alright, go back to my tests. Alright, now we're back to where we started an hour and 20 minutes ago. Heck yeah. Game manager tests. Alright, let's start with this one. Add a project reference to the games manager. Using games.manager. And now my game manager needs those. That's right. Read only. Game repository. Alright, so now that works. Now I got a test. Run it. Test fails. So here I'm going to return. Actually, I'm not going to do that because it's more than that. I need to get all the tags. Do I need more tags? I need another repository before I do this. Because I need the game to tag. Private. Read only game to. I don't have one for that yet. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Because I have a game to tag and I don't have a repository for that yet. So I need to create that. Add a class. public? Oh, it's interface. There we go. So game to tag, game to tag. Let's see. So now let's go add that controller here, add a scaffolded item. I already have a game to tags controller here. So I'm gonna say private. All right, so we got that. So I got the repository. I'll have to build that into the web too, but not worried about that at the moment. So I need to create a mock repository for games to tags. It's gonna be mock games to tags repository. I just called it MOG. Are you serious? I must be running out of steam. Yes. Games to so this one actually doesn't have Next ID anymore. String, I think, is what we'll do for this, because this one's a bit of a weird one. So when I do a delete, my game to manager, nope. I need to say int game ID int tag ID. I'll just pass in. Do I just pass in the whole tag? Because that's all it is. Yeah, I just will. Do I do that? I'm actually going to have a few of these. So that gets all of them. I'm going to have a public IEnumerable. I need to think about that one. I need to think about that one a little bit. Okay, so let's think about this. Oh, this is getting deep. It's getting deep. So I have this one-to-many relationship that's causing me some angst. My VM has a list of tags. To get to those tags, I have to use the tags to game excuse me, interface, and it will show me, it will get me all of them. I don't want to get them all. I want to be able to pull them by game and by tag. So yes, okay. That's how I pull these. I can get all of them. Then I'm gonna say public IEnumerable game to tag. Get tags by game. Int game ID. IEnumerable game to tag. Get games by tag int tag ID. So that will be 2 calls, so I can return a list, and then I can have a tag manager that will that will return the tags based on this. God, that's gonna be 2 calls to the database. Do I want it to do that? I guess I don't really have a choice at this point with the way it's designed. Oh, because I don't want the game to tag repository to return tags. Or do I modify the tags repository? Because tags are just IDs. That's all they are. And I have no way of knowing. I have to pull them both. Because I can't pull. So when I'm looking at a game, all I care about is the tag name. On the back end, I care about the ID and the game that it's associated with. When I'm looking at tags, I care about the ID of the tag, but I care about the games that it's associated with. Oh, this is hurting my brain. This is really just coming down to as an architectural question. What's the right way to do it? And I don't think there is a right way. I think there's just a not good way and a little bit better way. We're gonna keep it like this for now. So now this is a dictionary, not games to tag repository. So when I create it, so when I delete it, I have to say key is equal to game to tag dot game ID, games ID dash so it's gonna have to be int game ID and tag ID. It's just just game ID, just tag ID. Game to tag. All right, build. This might be. I think I might be wrapping up. My brain's kind of fried. Starting to get a bit of a headache. Oh, right. And I really need to noodle on that many-to-many relationship stuff because that's kicking my booty today. Well, let's see if I can fix this error. I'm missing. Mock game to tags repository. And instead of putting it there. Oh no, that's actually where I want it. Tags repository. Do that. Okay, it's game to tag repository. Oh, I'm not implementing this. I game to tag. Nope. Oh, hello, how are you? I am working on, that's a bit of a long story. I'm working on I started working off on building an API using OAuth authentication, which I've never done. And then I'm taking what I wrote and now I'm wrapping it into an application just to kind of get a full end-to-end experience on how it all works. So that's kind of what I'm working on. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Oh, very nice. Very nice. What are you developing? I want it down. I keep moving the mic up. I shouldn't be. Okay, right on. C#, JavaScript, TypeScript. Very nice. I have done all... Actually, I think actually of all the programming languages I've done, I've never used TypeScript. I've been to talks about it. I've actually done some little hands-on stuff, but never really any serious TypeScript development. What am I missing? Game tags. Wait, no. I don't want it to do that. Oh, okay, cool. It's like you're a consultant. Nice. So my game manager is using this one. I don't know. It's alright, brain fart. I am currently at the end of my I want to say Steam. I've been wearing out. Get his Friday drunk while looking for software development fun. Nice. Mock games to tag repository. No, this is right. I need to do this. I need to implement the... let's see. Well, I'm always open to assistance and participation wherever, because a lot of this stuff is very just not necessarily new concepts, but I'm trying to get more familiar with it. I've been developing professionally for almost 20 years. I think it's actually 17, 18 years, something like that. And I'm trying to get into using some of these things like OAuth authentication. I've done APIs pretty extensively, but I'm trying to get more practice doing different ways of working. Like this was trying to get in some test-driven development. I've done automated tests before. I'm still very new to the idea of test-driven, so I've been trying to get to that, and so I've been doing a lot of refactoring today to make my app work using test-driven development, and 2, as I was working, I realized there were some things that I had missed in my interface and my APIs, and so I've spent the last hour redoing what I did 2 hours ago because I screwed up, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be fine, and then I get to the end, I'm like, oh man, am I in the mood for an answer question C# quiz for fun? I could probably do a question or two. Like I said, I'm getting towards the end of my stream, so my brain's a little bit fried, and I haven't had coffee yet, so I may come off sounding like I don't know anything. I had that one, get games to tags. I didn't know. No, she turned her watch off. Nice. Oh, you want me to do a question? Oh, I gotcha. I thought it was the other way around. I thought you were going to ask me a question. Sorry. Like I said, brain's a little bit on the fried side at the moment. What's a good question? Do you want like a specific programming question, or do you want something a little more, I want to say like architectural? Because I'm trying to think. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna have one that's a little bit of both, and this is a real life problem that I'm currently working through some of the more of the details. It's going to be kind of software development, but it is also going to be very architectural. So I've got let's see, let's pull up. Let me pull up paint over here. Nope. Ah, there it is. I'm going to use some really crappy drawing just because it'll help. So I have currently, so where I work, we do a lot of internal customer applications. Nothing public facing, no web app, no public facing applications for external customers. Most of it's internal. And over the years, we have adopted a couple of different technologies. We've gone from traditional ASPs to web forms using, VB.net, to C#, MVC apps, and now we're trying to look forward. So what I have is I have a whole bunch of applications, not very big ones. Most of them are pretty small. And, some are just reports, some are just some simple input outputs. And each one of these goes to Oracle database. Ooh, look at this wonderful writing. Look at that. Look at this. So each one of them goes to their own database. I'm only going to write that once. And they have, and these are very legacy. So like I said, there's ASPs, there's VB.nets. Yep, Microsoft architecture. And they're all on Oracle. The problem that we're encountering, it's not really a problem, but the initiative is we are retiring the Oracle environment and we're going to move everything over to SQL Server. So I have to take these apps, take the database, and move them to SQL. The database stuff is trivial. They're simple databases. There's no special Oracle specific things in it like procedures or queries. The question is these apps. So each one of them has their own set of domain rules and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of them that are just simply old, like older than me, older than I've been working at the company. So 20 plus years of age. The plan is to update these so that they work against SQL Server when they move. And I have about 30-ish of them to use. How would you tackle two parts? How would you tackle, well, actually, no, it's not, how isn't really important because it's just do one, but what would you do to convert them to be more modernized? What would be the right approach? Because there is going to be a database backend move in addition to updating the front end to use the new database. I'm kind of leaving it wide open because I think I know what I want to do, but I also don't want it to be a year-long project. I'm trying to condense all these application moves into about 2 to 3 months. Acyclic dependency principle. I gotta look that one up. Keep my picture up there. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, cycling dependency principle. Yeah, right. So I can see it right. It is cycling dependencies. Dependency graph of packages or components should have no cycles. This implies dependencies from a directed acyclic graph. Sorry, I'm also not very good with most of a lot of terminology. I always have to go look them up. It's just the way my brain works, I guess. I don't know. So dependency graphs of the package components should have no cycles. Correct. And they shouldn't, because they are really separate independent applications, hopefully. And I think I'm going to try to convert them all. See, and it's hard, right? So it's like, I always think about like, what's the value I'm adding by doing this outside of the value I add by no longer paying what we were paying for an Oracle database. So mine is more of a, do I implementing will able process anything without client versioning dependency. Will be able to process anything without a client versioning dependency. Yes, that's true. Because Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. That is true. Sorry, I'm just going to look up. I got to go look up those again. We will be able to resolve any implementation or consumption without the need of attach the need to a component. Yes, true. And now the wrinkle on top of that is none of these apps are following any standard, like any of the standard principles, I guess. So there will have to be some modification, potentially some modification to make that what do I want to say, work reasonably, I guess. So there will be, and I think what'll happen is it's going to be, I think it's a two-step phase, right? Like at first I have to tackle this, fix this one here and fix this one here, and make them so they are more, what's the word I'm looking for? That, yeah, right, the non-design pattern. So I have to make these conform. That's the word I want to say. Conform to some form of a standard, because they don't, and they're, like I said, because it's their age. And then once I have that, and I get them to more of a, we'll say a more of a solid principle or some kind of design pattern that fits all of them, then we can start looking at the transition from here to here, right? Where we can change the back end without any discernible change on the front end, right? So yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna have to do it. The unfortunate of it is now the question is, do I try to convert them all to the same technology? Excuse me. Robert Martin. I feel like I should know that name. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, this is one of my Monday problems, actually, which is tomorrow. A tomorrow problem to start working through that. A real clean architecture can be measured with the resources needed to modify or amplify the functionality. Yep, absolutely. And our architecture in general on a lot of our legacy stuff is dismal at best. And it kind of comes down to the what is my favorite one is shaving the yak, right? I could spend a whole lot of time and I can fix a lot of things, but in the end it's not going to be completely solvable, so I'm going to have to try to figure out how much of it I can bite off at a time and still meet my deadline. And that's kind of what I'm going to be spending a lot of time on here this next couple of weeks, is how can I quantify these, quantify even the right word. I'm going to take all of these different applications that have to be modified and look at them and see what I can apply to have the best benefit. Right. Yes. And they need to assign components to a specific client. Yeah, so these are, we do say several clients, but they are relatively, I mean, they're all isolated. They're not sharing resources other than the database is the same engine that's running it. Right, but the common dependency principle, right? So on the back end, they are separate databases, separate user accounts, and even on the front end, are all relatively isolated. luckily. So I can do each one of these different things in isolation. I think the struggle I'm going to have is really just the information gathering point is figuring out what I have and what it's used for so I can make it work and figure out the stepped approach I'm going to take to get it to a fully, modernized stack. Oops. On this end, when it gets to here, it's got the, we've gotten rid of dependencies of old software versionings. Any dependent libraries that are out there that are no longer relevant, get that cleaned up, get it onto the new database architecture, implement the segregation so it's not dependent on the database. Topic to give me a quiz question. That's a good question. I don't know. I'll let you pick. And we'll see what I know, because I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough call. I do like design and architecture type questions, but you don't have to limit it to that just because that's what I like. I like questions that make me think, so I'll say dealer's choice. Oh, I just made it all the wrong color. There we go. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to start wrapping it up soon. We are getting ready to go out of town. I think I have time. If you can pop out a question, I think I have time to answer it before I quit. Come on, answer. There we go. What is the difference with the OOP implementation of JS prototyping besides other programming languages like Python? What is the difference of the OOP prototype? Man, you type like I do this morning. You should have seen me earlier this morning. Okay. So you're asking, what is the difference for the object-oriented, right? Implement taken. Oh, cool. Okay, sorry. Which is the difference of the implementations of JavaScript prototyping besides other programming languages like Python? Oh, pick two languages I'm not super comfortable with. I love it. What's the difference? The OOP implementation, the object-oriented programming implementation, JavaScript prototyping. Well, I think whenever I think of JavaScript, the first thing I always think of is that it's not. Well, I guess Python's the same way. It doesn't have any kind of static typing. But whenever I've ever had to work with JavaScript objects, they are really not objects in the same sense as when I write a C# class, right? They are more like, what's the word? They are more like, what's the word? Like dictionaries, right? Like you can add properties, you can kind of do them dynamically on the fly. You don't have to predefine them statically in your code. very similar to things like you can do it in PowerShell too, right? So you can have objects, and everything is an object in the sense that all objects are the same. And then other programming languages like C#, maybe Python a little bit, you can define classes with definitive properties and methods that could be called that you have to define ahead of time. Where in JavaScript, you can just dynamically add a function, add a property, add a method call, whatever you want to call it, to any object, because they're really they are not what's a statically typed, I guess is the right way to look at it in that sense. So in JavaScript, it's like everything else in JavaScript, right? You can do whatever you want, however you want, whether you like it or whether it's the right way or not. I shouldn't say whether you like it or not, but you can very quickly merge objects to make a new object and add functions and methods, where in Python you can't just do that. Same thing in C#. You can't just say, I'm going to create a class car and I want to add a whole new method to it. You have to go redefine car to have that method. Or if it's something that's like a child object, you would create inheritance. And I don't even know. Can you even do inheritance in JavaScript? I don't know. My JavaScript programming is pretty weak, so JavaScript inheritance, not interface. I guess you can create classes in JavaScript, can't you? But JavaScript classes, interesting. I've never in my life created a JavaScript class. I always just say, new, is it new object? In PowerShell, it's you create a new object and then you build it on the fly. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I was even in the ballpark. Don't save. Let's save all of these. Was I anywhere in the ballpark? Let's see. Has a value. The difference is that system is not aware of the value nature because prototyping has a value. Is a native value. Type in languages. Okay, yeah, so our logical operator and not a value. Okay. Okay, all right. Good question. Let's see, I can close all of these. Anyway, I actually kind of enjoy the little quiz, but I do need to wrap up. I have my daughter's actually coming home any minute, and then afterwards we are going to head out of town. So I actually need to go get ready to leave because I have actually not gotten dressed today. So yeah, so sorry I can't do another one. I do need to wrap up. My wife is texting me that I need to come upstairs and get ready. So we have plans this morning out of town. So, but if you come back again next time, we can do some more. And I will be back streaming. This next week's going to be a little messed up. I might stream a little on Wednesday because I'm going to have that day off, but it may not be until Thursday or Friday before I'm back on streaming again. We'll just have to kind of see how things go work-wise. But yeah, no, by all means, come on back if you want to. Hopefully I can answer the questions a little bit more intelligently if I'm had a little coffee in me, I hope. But if not, I always learn something one way or the other. So yeah, so that's where I think I will call it quits, and I will be back later in the week. So thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for helping me out for everyone that participated. And I will see you guys Wednesday or Thursday. So bye.